Hello, and welcome back to the Mrs. HR in a Box Challenge. Today is day 2, where we are going to build, automate, and activate. And as you know, we are offering Mrs. HR in a Box for 2 weeks free so you can learn how to build your own HR workflows and take your business, whether you're an HR person, CEO, COO, small business owner, entrepreneur, everyone needs HR. And the reality is, a lot of times we cannot afford a full-time HR person. And so I want to be there for you to help you with Mrs. HR services. So welcome to day 2 of school. And as I described before, we're only going to be about 10 minutes, a quick 10-minute nugget. And I personally appreciate 10-minute videos. I'm constantly learning new things, and I want you to be able to learn this quickly so you can implement it quickly. If you need more time, please visit me in the school community. You can ask as many questions as you want, and I will answer them for you there. So let's get started. So excited. And first I have to open up Mrs. HR in the box. So let's get started. We're going to share my screen. Been doing this for a long time and I still don't move as fast as I want to with sharing of screens. I got to learn some shortcuts. So if you remember, you go to Mrs. HR in the Box, mrshrindthebox.com. Once you're in mrshrindthebox.com, you will see this beautiful gold button, Start Your Free Trial. Click on that and it will take you to Quick Start. So once you're inside Quick Start, what we're going to do today, we're going to build a workflow. So a workflow is pretty much a process that you can use over and over. And once you have that workflow created, you can use it. One of the things that will make you successful in business is to have a system and a process in place. So let's build your workflow. I would recommend you start with a workflow like a hiring and onboarding engine, a performance coaching engine, or you can even create your own workflow and call it a termination protection engine. So take a moment to think about your business. Which one do you need right now? Do you need someone? Do you need help in the beginning stages? And do you need help hiring someone? Or which one will make the biggest impact for you today? Once you choose your workflow, we will move to building each step. So that's your first assignment. What type of workflow do you need? Once you determine the workflow that you need, like you can pick any of these for a quick start. And let me just bring to your attention that these are frequently asked topics that people ask HR. So we purposely, it's kind of like a hint. If you want to build your HR department, you're going to need all of these things. So you're going to need everything that's here. And so one strategy is you can start by just exploring and creating each one of these things and building your standard operating procedures using Mrs. HR in the Box. But today we are going to do an experiment and show you how to create a hiring and onboarding engine. So starting with job descriptions. So we're going to click on review, update job descriptions. Already the workflow is set up for you, a step-by-step workflow, and the process is explained. You want to do a job analysis and job description creation. So once you start, you open up the process, just keep it simple, and you want to select the process guide. So what would the process guide be? It would be job description. So I usually just put in a J for jobs, job analysis and description creation. Perfect. So my cousin is in Connecticut, let's say Connecticut, and we hit the lightning bolt. That's always where you start. And it gives you an overview. Identify the job you want to analyze, gather information about the job, list core job duties and responsibilities. This is the workflow for creating a strong job description. Write the job description in a clear format, review and finalize. Then there's compliance tips in the US and Connecticut. and then you're done. Then you can download. So I would love for you to take some time as you have your free trial, play around in this area. Now let's go back. One of the biggest request that I get when I'm hired as an HR consultant is to clean up and create job descriptions. So my clients who are watching, I'm working on your job descriptions right now. So I'm getting to them. But I'm getting to them. I'm going to use Mrs. HR in the Box. So Mrs. HR in the Box has a unique job description builder. So there's one company I'm working with that might need a marketing manager. And I'm in California. So I'm going to pick California. They want a hybrid role. They want them to have a bachelor's. We want them to have 5 to 10 years experience, and we want them to know AI, and we want them to, let's see if we ask Mrs. HR in the box for help. It says, here's an example. They must have some tools like Workday, SQL. Sometimes we don't know what the job needs. So Mrs. HR in the box will give a few hints. And then what are some preferred qualifications? We would like them to have a certification in marketing. I don't know. Do we know what it is? We'll see. We would like them to be hybrid. And this one is a big question that I personally helped design when designing Mrs. HR in the Box. And is the role exempt or non-exempt? And a lot of times people hire me because they don't know. So non-exempt employees are overtime eligible. Exempt requires salary pay, salary at above the threshold, and qualifying duties. So we have taken the time to add this into Mrs. HR in the Box. But what if you don't know? You can click Help Me Decide. So you click Help Me Decide, and if you're in the normal view, the FLSA helper will pop up. I repeat, FLSA helper. This is unheard of. So is the job going to be paid on a salary basis, not hourly? Yeah, I want a salaried marketing manager. And what is the weekly amount? I'm just going to pay them $300. I want to pay them $500 a week. And then what are their primary duties? Well, they're going to be executive, no, administrative, they're a creative professional. Okay, so suggested status based on the salary and the primary duties is that it's non-exempt because one or more of those tests weren't clearly met, it's always safer to do non-exempt. So you can play around with this. Let's say we make this 1,000 and then the person's an executive. And then now look at that. It suggests that, yeah, this is probably an exempt role. This is priceless. Okay. You can take your 2 weeks and go through your job descriptions just with this tool. And this was worth your time if you made it this far. So I hope you made it this far. So let's apply that to the form just to experiment because this is all, an experiment. Every life is an experiment to me. So we're going to move on. And I made it 50,000. Let's make it 150,000. Hit that lightning bolt. And now we have our job description. Look at that. Not only do we have our job description, we have the work environment, we have the physical environmental requirements, and it's looking really good. So there you go with the job description. Start your own job description, start your own job description workflow. And what I would like for you to do for homework is create your own workflow. And again, you can use a hiring and onboarding engine. You can create your own performance coaching engine, or you can create your own termination protection engine. And when you finish, post in school. Let me know how you did. Which workflow did you build? How long did it take? This literally took us 5 minutes, I think, or less. And what is the biggest HR or compliance insight you gained? So I'm hoping that you've learned something, whether it's around FLSA or around job description requirements, whatever it is, let me know in school. And thank you so much. Please follow me on school. This is Dr. Thelá Thatch. also known as Mrs. HR. Join us on YouTube, school, Instagram. See you later.